We had just been talking about how much we enjoyed this beautiful anchorage. Then, a thunderstorm with 30 to 40 knot winds and a tide that drops more than a foot an hour showed us where we had made mistakes and changed our plans for the rest of the summer.
We just had a thunderstorm roll through here, so we're grounded. The rudder's stuck in the mud. We've called Towboat US to
Welcome back to Sailing Out of Sight. I'm Diane. This is Craig. And this is our pirate pup, Bonnie. Learning as we go, we invite you to follow along in our search for blue water. Boat Tow US has us. We're headed to Hinkley Yacht. See what damage was done to the boat. We'll see.
It's in a bad area. It gets hot.
Is it in front of that blue yacht?
I'm good.
Oh no, he's wanting behind that gray yacht.
I'd rather have the blue spot.
Yeah.
I mean, dang, it's a lot easier for me to stop going when I can see it, you know?
Yeah. That doesn't hardly look like it's long enough for us to be right there anyway.
It's kind of short, don't it?
It does.
So we got the boat pulled out finally after 6 days, something like that. This is the damage that we're seeing. Looks like we were in mud this deep, and we've got cracking here, and all along there you can see. And if I move this rudder, you'll see water weeping out there. So we got stress cracks all along here. And this little mark here, the rudder was turned this way, and then when we sat down it pushed that rudder up like that. And so it did, we got some damage here. And again, this is cracked all the way across under here. And looks like nothing on this side. It's on the other side that it's cracked there. But definitely, and you can see how flexible that thing just. You can see how that Skeg wobbles. But stress cracks here, you can see it there. And actually all the way up around here. Considering what happened, I think the damage is not as bad as I expected, is what I would, that's my takeaway anyway. Well, it's Thursday morning, and I'm waiting on an Uber to take me to Hinkley Yacht Services. Supposedly they had a production meeting yesterday? Yeah, Wednesday, yesterday. And that's when they were supposed to assign the workers to work on the boat and figure out actually what the repair schedule is going to look like, who's going to do what and when. So I'm headed to Hinkley, gonna find out if they've gotten started. Fortunately, I've got to wait for an Uber in the rain that's starting. Hopefully the Uber will get here before the rain picks up again. He's here. Doing well, thank you. So this is where they parked the boat. The initial thought is that they haven't done a thing yet. Not a thing. Well, yeah, they have. This rope on the rudder, holding the rudder up, is new. Well, now I'll head up to the office and talk to James and find out if they can tell me what their what the plan is. So we'll go see James. We are sick and tired of treading around the rim. So we are headed to do some sightseeing. We got a walking app. It's called GPS My City app on the iPhone. So we're going to use it and tour this historic district of Savannah. We've seen quite a bit of the city, but it's just been hit and miss. And we really haven't seen everything, I don't think. So we're going to try this GPS by city, walk through the map, and see if we can see some of the better sides. Our first stop is Forsyth Park. Something smells good.
Yes, it does. It's probably that Mediterranean place.
Forsyth Park seems to be the ultimate gathering spot for Savannah's locals and visitors. At more than 30 acres, Forsyth Park is Savannah's largest and oldest public park. The land for the park was donated by William Brown Hodgins in the 1840s and named for John Forsyth, Georgia's 33rd governor. At the park we found tennis and basketball courts, grassy fields, walking paths, an amphitheater, and a fragrant garden for the blind, not to mention a quaint little cafe. Forsyth Park was designed after the French ideal of having a central public garden. The park's iconic fountain was installed in 1858 and is today one of the most photographed places in Savannah. Although the fountain has become a symbol of Savannah, it isn't quite unique. Similar fountains can be found in New York, Peru, and in France. It was actually ordered from the catalog.
We made it to Forsyth Park, and it's once again a happening place. Tons of people walking around, just enjoying the Saturday.
Farmer's market again.
Yeah, farmer's market. And just lots of people out cruising around, going nowhere fast, just enjoying the day. Now we're going to figure out where we're at and where we want to go to next. Our handy little app here. We're going to Bull Street. All right, more walking. We got a couple more miles to make.
The Cathedral of St. John the Baptist. Construction began in 1873. so this church is much newer than many of the buildings in historic Savannah. The reason for the time gap is that Catholicism was forbidden in Georgia until shortly after the American Revolution.
This cemetery right here has got a lot of old Revolutionary war heroes, and even predating that.
Didn't have a dot.
Doesn't have a dot. If it doesn't have a dot, we don't know what it is. We know it's a cemetery.
Colonial Park Cemetery. The cemetery was established in 1750 when Savannah was the capital of the British province of Georgia, last of the 13 colonies. It became a city park in 1869, 43 years after burials in the cemetery had ceased. At first I wasn't sure how I felt about using a cemetery as a park. It seemed like it might be a little disrespectful, but then I think, why wouldn't the deceased want the living to celebrate life? The reality is there's a shortage of parkland space in cities around the world, and people are making use of what's available to them. In the U.S., cities are trying to keep cemeteries alive by encouraging the living to use them as recreational space.
I'm not going to hang out at the cemetery. We're at the Social Club Beer Garden. Shorty was walking so fast, I got hungry.
Don't make fun of me.
I wasn't making fun.
Yes, I was walking fast.
The Ships of the Sea Maritime Museum, located within the Scarborough House, holds 9 galleries of ship models, maritime paintings, and artifacts that reflect Savannah's maritime heritage. The museum also features 2 acres of gardens.
Just came out of the Maritime Museum, and it was really cool. A lot of cool stuff in there. But what's funny is, my biggest takeaway was, so the guy that had this house built, his name was Scarborough, and he was president of the Savannah Cruise Line, which was a big deal. Around that time, there was almost no public school available for black children. What's kind of ironic is that one of the wealthiest guys in Savannah went bankrupt, and this building became the first public school in Georgia for black children.
Ah, well, good use for the building. Mm-hmm.
We were going to try Leopold's ice cream, but this line looks like it's pretty long. So I guess we don't want to wait in the line that long for ice cream. We'll go to a place that has not as good ice cream. Came back to the boatyard today to take a look at the progress on the repairs to see what's actually happening. And I'm not certain that much of anything is happening because the boat hasn't been moved and it doesn't look like anything's been done, but we will take a look and see. This came from inside the boat, and the quadrant's been pulled off, but that's all that's I can tell has been done. We've been out of the water for a week and almost nothing's been done yet, which is pretty disappointing, to be honest. So I'll go talk to them and see what their take on things is. Well, I went into the office to check with the project manager to see what he had to say, and he's off today, some kind of a family emergency, so I can't talk to him. But looks like after being on the hard for a week, basically nothing has happened. So I hope that changes soon. Disappointing, but I don't know how you, I don't know what you do about it. I
mean, all you can do is ask. You can't threaten them with anything. Well, we got a call today that they think they're ready to get started, so we came to the boat to try to get the back end cleaned up in the rear cabin so that they can do the fiberglassing work back there. Hopefully it'll save them a little bit of labor, keep things cleaner. We'll show you when we get in here. But they're going to have to do some sanding and they're going to have to do some fiberglassing and sanding. So we're going to get our stuff out of the way so that they don't have to deal with it. And hopefully it'll stay cleaner. You hadn't seen that close up, have you?
Wow.
Oh, they probably did some exploratory on it. So this is what we got to clean up so that when they start grinding and the fiberglass dust gets everywhere, the less things that are in here, the easier it will be to clean up. And we also got to pull this top off. Well, we can pull it off or leave it for them, but this top needs to come off so that they can get down in there and work better. But there's the rudder post. It's all been stripped down and ready to come out.
It's a little warm and sweaty in here. We've got the cushions out. We've got Craig working on taking some of the batteries out.
I really had completely forgotten about it. So this needs to come out so they have better access. But what I'd forgotten is that two of our batteries are mounted back here, so we have to pull the batteries out so that we can pull this top off. And I'm really glad they asked us to help, because I would hate for them to be messing with my electrical, because if they didn't do it exactly right, then I would be chasing problems that I wouldn't have any idea where to start, or I wouldn't know what had been done. And this is what the inside of our boat looks like now. The reason we're tearing this all up is that the fiberglass repairs will begin on the inside. Once that's complete, they'll repair the cracks from the outside. We think we've got everything done, but because we had to disconnect the batteries, we now need shore power on the boat so that we can run some fans, because otherwise Diane's afraid that it might get mildewy in there. So
It will get excruciatingly hot too.
So we're gonna tell them we need shore power, then we're gonna borrow the courtesy car, and we need to go get some 110 volt fans to run off the shore power, because we can't run DC because our batteries are disconnected. It's day, I can't remember, on the boat repairs. We're in our second week though, and headed back down to Hinkley's to check on the progress. Hopefully there is some. We have an emergency. Our place where we're staying does not have a can opener. And we've been to Kroger and Dollar General. They also don't have can openers. I think if you sell can openers, you might be able to make a lot of money because nobody else is selling them. We're going to try to figure out how to open these cans, or a can. I want to use my knife.
No, I don't want him to ruin his knife.
So we'll see if somebody can get hurt.
MacGruber, making life-saving inventions out of household materials.
One of the reasons I married her.
Follow us on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. Don't forget to subscribe, give us a thumbs up, and ring the little bell. Bottoms up! Thanks for watching.